Alright, today we're doing stuffed Paccheri pasta. Paccheri pasta is the pasta that they say looks like cut up garden hoses. They are pretty big in size. With that, we have our base flavors with red onion and garlic. I have Quattro Formagio cheese, which are a combination of dry cheeses. You can get the Italian blend at the store, would work just fine. Regular breadcrumbs, a marinara of your choice. I have fresh basil, fresh spinach. This is spicy Italian sausage, tomato paste. Here we have ricotta cheese, and under here we have grated Parmesan. And I think that's everything, so let's get to work. You will also need olive oil, salt and pepper, and dried oregano. I just got off work, got home, gonna get this meal together for the kids. Some reason they expect food. I don't know where they get that from. Too much TV, that's where. So I got this new apron from Kincaid & Company. Hi, Kay. I'll put her Facebook page in the link or the bio or whatever you call it for this. It's really cute. It comes with pockets. She has all kinds of materials. She also makes this with a big flower on the side. I said, can you put the bow on the striped one for me? She's like, yeah. She made it super fast, sent it to me real quick. Really great prices. You should check her out. I'm getting another one. So time to work now. Enough about me and my shopping. I got a pot of water boiling, and I'm going to keep that boiling until I'm ready to almost stuff the pasta. I don't want to cook the pasta too soon. So big pot of boiling water with salt in it right now. I've got my Le Creuset, which is what I like to make this in. You could make it in Corningware dish. What's important is that you have a lid to whatever you're making it in, because we want to keep the moisture and the heat in when it goes into the oven, which reminds me, I've got to heat up my oven, chop these onions, garlic, and sausage. Yeah, let's get to work. So I found this Paccheri pasta in grocery outlet, bargain market, and it was like $1.49 for the bag, and I'm like, what am I going to do with that? So I decided to stuff it. So when you cook this pasta, you're going to boil it. You're going to parboil it, which means only boil it part of the way. This calls for about 16 minutes of boiling. I'm going to do it anywhere from 8 to 10 because I do not want it fully cooked, just partially cooked. But kind of fun to use a new type of pasta. Started, we're going to add a little bit of olive oil in the pan. We're going to chop up our onions and get it going. Dice those onions and then keep chopping them a little bit more to get them fairly fine. Do the same with the garlic, just keep chopping them until they're really small. Okay, the next step is I decase my sausage. You can use like ground beef, ground turkey, anything you want. Just remember, if you do, you're going to need to add more seasonings because this sausage here brings a lot of seasoning with it, a lot of flavor with it. But you could do sweet Italian sausage and add just a little bit of pepper if you want a little more spice. But once it's decased, I put it in the pan and we'll just start cooking the onions and the sausage together. I got this basically on a medium heat. Also, when it's smaller chunks of meat, it cools off easier. And we need this meat mixture to cool off to be able to mix in the cheeses. So I've got that meat mixture cooling off in the bowl, and every once in a while I'll stir it to just make sure it cools off. I'm just going to go ahead and throw my garlic in with that meat mixture. And I'm going to throw my spinach in this pan that still has a little oil and a little onion. It has a little bit of everything in it still, and that's okay. I'm going to put the spinach in and I'm going to saute it down so it doesn't water down the pasta too much, and also that I can get a lot more spinach into the pasta if I cook it first. I thought I saw a boogeyman in my window, but I didn't. That's what I was looking at. So I've got my meat mixture on the side, cooling off. I threw my garlic in there, and I'm just gonna mix it in a little bit. I've got about 4 cups of spinach. I'm sure you could use frozen spinach. I'm gonna chop this up because I need to saute it first. I want to make sure that all the components are little, so again, the pasta is easy to stuff. I also want to take out any overachieving stems, and not too small, just enough to where when you cook it, it's about the size of a quarter, sauteed in this leftover oil from the meat, it will not be too big of lumps for your pasta. As soon as these are sauteed, I'm going to throw it into the meat mixture because I also want this to cool down. If your kids don't eat vegetables, they should. You just put it in things and don't tell them. Don't be like, oh, stuffed pasta and it has spinach, it's good for you. There's no need to do that. Just say, stuffed pasta. They say, I don't like it. You will. Keep eating. My mom, she used to, oh, you don't like this? Let me make you what you like on the side. And she'd make like 2 or 3 different dinners at once, trying to please everybody. Luckily, I liked vegetables. She used a lot of vegetables though, but don't let your kids choose. You choose for them. Choose what's good for them. Okay, so these are pretty much done. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this burner off, and I'm gonna chop the basil. I already chopped it. I'm efficient. I'm gonna throw the basil, about a handful, into the meat mixture. And I'm gonna get the spinach into the meat mixture. And then we'll go from there. Here's what it looks like close up. You can see all the ingredients. I'm trying to get it to room temperature, but while I'm waiting, I think I will make the topping. In this bowl, I have combined half a cup of breadcrumbs, a half a cup of Parmesan cheese, and a half a cup of the Quattro Formagio cheeses. Again, you can use like an Italian cheese blend. You can use or whatever you like. So I'm mixing this together. I'm not going to add salt because cheese is salty. So I'm just going to add some pepper and oregano. Doesn't even need too much. Mix that in and set it aside. So now that this meat mixture is room temperature, I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the filling. And this is the point where I'm going to put the pasta into the boiling water and set a 10-minute timer. So the pasta's boiling. I have put the jar of sauce right into this pan along with all those bits and pieces. I've also added the tomato paste in here. Don't worry about cleaning it before you put the sauce in. I put, where is that? About 1/3 of this with water to shake the rest out, but also give a little more liquid for the pasta because we also want the pasta to finish cooking in this pan, and it needs a good amount of liquid to do that. So the last component here, the last 2 components in this meat mixture will be a cup of breadcrumbs and then some oregano. Just a few shakes. You can also just do like Italian seasoning, or if you just want to do fresh rosemary or something like that. The thing is adding a whole cup of breadcrumbs can be bland, so you're basically seasoning the breadcrumbs. So get that in there. That's going to help the meat stick and stay together. So here you see that those breadcrumbs kind of really solidified this mixture, and I just do this with my hands. So I boiled these for 10 minutes. I put a little bit of cold water on them just so they don't burn my hands, but I didn't want to fully cool them off. And then I also stirred the water that I had put in with the sauce so it was mixed well. I just grabbed my hands, kind of set it on top of my hands. These are so big, it's easy to do, and I just shove it down in there until it's covered on both sides, and I set it standing up in the pan. So here I go. What's good are these are partially cooked, so all the starch, you know, isn't going to be in your meal. Some of the starch stayed in the water, but they're not so cooked that they won't stand up, yet they're still pliable enough to work with. My mom liked pasta. She liked Italian food. She called it Italian. She liked this place in Lincoln, Nebraska. I think it was called Valentino's when I was like 4 years old. She says that they would get I think a pepperoni pizza, and then they'd get sliced cold tomatoes. And when we were little, you could watch the guys making the pizza dough and the pizza. But yep, it's kind of cool to do something just a little bit different, and I think stuffing these tubes of pasta is a little bit different. One thing I want to show you, as I'm stuffing the pasta, it's creating a dam. And it's low, the red sauce is low on this side, it's getting higher on this side. So before I fill the last of it up, I will take some of this red sauce and I will move it into the other area. Okay, the oven is heated up, and I'm gonna add the breadcrumbs onto the top of this. Once I get it covered with the breadcrumbs, I put the lid on and I put it in the oven for about 30 minutes before I check it. Okay, the pasta has been cooking about 30 minutes. It's almost done. So I've got some zucchini that I've just chopped up and I'm going to sear really quick, and I've got some sourdough bread that I'm going to slice almost all the way through. So if anybody wants bread with their pasta, they can have it. I'll just set this in the oven, just like this, on the rack with the pasta and let it bake. Okay, so it's been in the oven about 30 minutes. We're going to take the lid off now, crisp up the top in the oven, and it will also toast the bread at the same time. So just a little bit more and we will be ready for dinner. How can you go wrong with pasta? It's pretty hard to go wrong with pasta. Hot. Hot but tasty. I hope you like it. I hope you try it. If you do, let me know. I'd love to hear back saying that you liked my recipe. And if you don't tell me nothing. I don't want to know. I guess that's it. Until next time, thanks for watching Scrambling in the Kitchen.